God. See that little groove right there? I mean, potentially, you know, you could replace. I just got a notification that my tuning keys arrived. I ordered them used off of eBay, and I did have to order 6. There was actually a used one in there that was just 1, but it happened to be for the wrong side of the guitar. They listed as either right or left, which side the screw is facing. But for, you know, looking at it for me, I thought of it as like top and bottom. Although I guess it would be different if you were, you know, left-handed. I got exactly the same tuning keys as what are in my guitar currently. This is what just came in the mail. Yeah, these are exactly the ones. They say Ibanez on my guitar, and they have that same sort of ridged tuner right there. Okay, and I think it's good too. I'm glad that I got 6 because my thought was if one didn't work, well, I have 3 other options. So, and clearly they are cat approved. Here is the attempt to swap out this tuning key. They got sent to me just like this in this pack. Here's our problem right here. And we just want to match this up. This screw is going to be on the right side of this tuning key when it's facing down. They obviously look like somebody's touched them. I mean, I can see the fingerprints and everything, but they don't look as old and corroded as the ones that are in the guitar. So, I mean, I'm gonna go with, I don't particularly have a preference as to which one I'm gonna choose out of this to replace. Some tools that you may need if you're gonna do this. We have our trusty screwdriver that is used to operate on computers that I used to swap out the tube in the mic pre. If you go back and watch that video. This thing has come in such handy. I never thought I would use it on anything but computers, but this is a +1.5. You can get this in a pack for like $6 off Amazon. I also have a magnifying glass. In fact, I've got 2. This is just me. I have trouble seeing things sometimes, so you know, we're looking at small parts. Don't make it harder on yourself, just get what you need. I also have a flashlight in case I need to see anything even closer or more light. I've got needle nose pliers just in case. These came with their own tiny little screws in the bag. Thank you, whoever sent this to me from eBay. And of course it came with this washer and nut and other parts that are gonna be needed to do this. So let's do it. What I'm attempting to do here, I know I have to lay this face down. I don't particularly like that. But at least I'm having support on the body of the guitar as I'm doing it. I wouldn't want to lay it down to just where like something is resting on the neck. Also to mention, I have our little tray like I talked about in the previous video for small things. Got that for a couple of bucks from IKEA. So it looks like we just removed the little screw. Okay, here's our little bolted nut thing. So that goes on top of that. Oh, and then that just slips right out. Wow, that's not hard at all. Okay, so This is the old one. Make sure you don't confuse all these together. We're going to put the old one in the place on its own. And we'll just go ahead and put the old parts with it. Might as well go as new as possible with everything, even though some of this stuff is reusable. I generally don't throw anything out, just because, especially if you're repairing gear, you can always pilfer little parts of everything. Okay, so it looks like that should just go on. I'm going to look at it because it looks kind of forced. Yeah, I mean, I think it is okay to be forced. And who knows? Perhaps the fact that it wasn't tight enough in there was the problem in the first place. I looked closely at the tuning key before I removed it with a magnifying glass, and honestly, I didn't see any crack or groove. I felt like maybe I was imagining that. I'm sure there's probably a better tool I could be using for this right now. Some sort of Allen wrench. But honestly, I just don't feel like getting up. Because this is working, so we're just gonna do it. Okay. Don't over tighten. That's my advice. Not yet. Just kind of get everything in place there. Then you can go back in at the end and really give something a final tighten. This just leaves room in case you have to adjust anything. We'll get this screw in there first. These screws seem smaller than the old ones. I'm just going to use the old one. Yep, much snugger fit. That feels a lot more secure. Now we'll go back and try to do the final tighten on the other side. Okay, it's turning, and it's really snug in there. I can't turn it with my hand and needle nose pliers any more than it is. I don't know how loose or tight it's going to be when I start to tighten the string. I'm always used to having everything exactly in the place that it's been this whole time, so I don't really know where to start it. But there's only one way to find out. That was really easy. Just a simple swap out, no problem at all. So we've got that portion figured out. The true test is going to be whether that string stays in, tightens up, tunes up, and doesn't snap. And honestly, I'm a little scared. I never had so many strings snap in a row. I'm traumatized by these strings, man, because I'm sort of expecting it not to work. The only way that you can get over your fear is to prove yourself wrong and have it work correctly. So that is what we're going to find out. Here's me right now. Yes, I am for real. I'm not even playing with this. I don't know what's about to happen. So I've got double layers of protection. This is the nerdiest thing ever. Here we go. All right. Hey, it works. Success. Look at that. What? That is a D. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, I can do the rest of the guitar. Let's keep going. All right, we got it. Everything's working out. So. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna chop the ends off here with our wire cutters. We're good to go. We've got the top 2 strings with the old Martin phosphor bronze. We've got the bottom 4 with the new Dario phosphor bronze. You know, it was scary, everything that just happened with popping everything, but it was really a great opportunity to learn something new, to try something different. And it was so easy. So you guys, don't be intimidated by this stuff. If this ever continues to happen, I mean, you don't just have to throw out your whole guitar. Like, just look for some used parts. Try to swap it out. All right, awesome. So, guitar number 1 is good to go. Also wanted to give a shout out to the person who sent me these tuning keys from eBay. His name is barryclarkmusic. Everything came nice, it came clean. Thank you for sending me those. Everything worked out great.